When your cat slow blinks at you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it looks sweet, almost like they're sleepy or relaxed. But behind that simple eye movement, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most intimate things your cat can do. And if you ignore it or respond wrong, which most owners do, you might slowly weaken a bond your cat is trying to build with you. Let's start with what that quiet little blink really means. Have you ever locked eyes with your cat and they slowly close their eyes at you? Most people think it's just drowsiness, that your cat is about to nap or losing interest. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat is sending you a signal of non-threat. In the animal world, eye contact is intense. It can mean challenge, dominance, even danger. So when your cat looks at you and then slowly closes their eyes, they're doing something unexpected. They're choosing vulnerability over defense. Think about that for a second. Your cat is saying, "I see you, and I feel safe enough to let my guard down." And by the way, if your cat ever stops making eye contact altogether or avoids you completely, don't brush it off. We'll come back to why that matters later, and it's something most owners miss until it's too late. Have you ever wondered if this behavior is intentional or just coincidence? Most people assume we're projecting meaning onto something simple. But here's what's actually happening. A 2020 study from the University of Sussex confirmed that cats use slow blinking as a form of social communication with humans. Researchers observed that cats were more likely to approach humans who slow blinked at them first. But what makes this even more meaningful is this. Cats who received slow blinks back showed lower stress levels. That means your response doesn't just feel nice to your cat, it physically changes their body. Think about that. You can calm your cat just by how you look at them. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Animal cognition research shows that this kind of communication only happens in trusted relationships. So when your cat slow blinks at you, it's not random behavior, it's intentional connection. Have you ever noticed your cat slow blinking from a distance without touching you? Most people think bonding only happens through physical contact, like rubbing or purring. But here's what's actually happening. Cats don't always need touch to mark connection. Slow blinking acts like a distant, safe version of bonding. It's their way of extending trust across space. Think about that for a second. Even when they're not touching you, they're still connecting with you. And here's where it gets even more meaningful. Cats rely heavily on scent to define family and territory. But when scent isn't possible, they use behavior. Studies on domestic cats reveal that repeated visual signals, like slow blinking, help reinforce familiarity and belonging. So when your cat slow blinks at you from across the room, they're still including you in their inner circle. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Have you ever wondered if this behavior is intentional or just coincidence? Most people assume we're projecting meaning onto something simple. But here's what's actually happening. In the wild, a cat that closes its eyes is vulnerable. Even a split second of reduced awareness can mean danger. So cats evolve to stay alert, especially around anything uncertain. Now think about this. Your cat looks at you and chooses to close their eyes anyway. That's not small. That goes against their survival programming. And here's where it gets even deeper. As kittens, cats only relax their guard around their mother and litter mates. That's where they first learn safety. So when your cat slow blinks at you as an adult, they're placing you in that same category. Family, protection, home. Have you ever noticed your cat doesn't slow blink at guests or strangers? Most people assume cats behave the same with everyone. But here's what's actually happening. Cats are selective communicators. They don't waste signals on people they don't trust. Slow blinking is reserved. It's intentional. And it's rare. Think about that for a second. Out of everyone your cat sees, they chose you for this level of communication. And here's where it becomes emotional. They're not just tolerating you, they're engaging with you. They're inviting you into their world in a language most humans never learn to recognize. So when your cat slow blinks at you, it's not casual. It's personal. Have you ever slow blinked back at your cat and watched what happens next? Most people don't try it, or if they do, they don't notice the response. But here's what's actually happening. When you return a slow blink, you're speaking their language. You're telling them, I trust you too. And what makes this even more powerful is this. Many cats will respond by relaxing further, approaching you, or even lying down nearby. Because now the communication is mutual. Think about that. You didn't just receive trust, you confirmed it. And here's the part most owners never realize. This moment builds the bond. Not feeding, not playing. This. Quiet, mutual understanding. Remember earlier when I said if your cat stops making eye contact or blinking at you, it matters? This is what I was talking about. Because when this silent conversation disappears, so does a layer of trust. Have you ever felt like your cat seems distant, but you can't explain why? Most people assume it's mood or independence. But here's what's actually happening. A change in slow blinking behavior can signal stress, discomfort, or emotional distance. Cats don't always vocalize problems. They reduce connection. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats under stress often avoid eye contact and social signals. Think about that for a second. If your cat stops slow blinking at you, they may not feel safe enough to do it. And here's where most owners get it wrong. They ignore the absence. But that absence is the message. So if you notice it fading, don't wait. Reconnect gently. Sit near them. Soften your presence. Let them feel safe again. Because this quiet signal, it's fragile. Don't ignore it. So when your cat slow blinks at you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It's not sleepiness. It's not random. It's trust. It's vulnerability. It's connection. It's your cat choosing to lower their guard just for you. That's not a simple blink. That's love, in their language. And that quiet moment where their eyes slowly close in your presence, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.